Across the far north of Scotland, introducing some rain. Quite a bit of cloud once again. Not nearly as windy. We're looking at breezy conditions. But look at the temperature along the east coast. 11 degrees. You've not seen that for a while. Still not brilliant because Wednesday is the 1st of April, of course, but better than it has been. And then for Thursday, our weather front sinks a bit further south, taking its rain with it. It's a cold front, and behind it we see a return to colder conditions. So the showers through the course of the day increasingly turning wintry on the hills and the mountains. But come south of that weather front, we're back into cloudier skies. Yes, there will be some brighter breaks, and we're looking at highs between about 11 and 12 as we push to the south, but only 5 to about 9 as we move further north. It looks at the moment like as we head into the weekend, it will turn a little bit milder, but at the moment it's looking like probably the latter part of the weekend. But I'll have more details in half an hour. Morning, everyone. Weather isn't replacing the local news. It's just a safety thing. Less people in the building, that kind of thing. Now, what we've got today is a fair bit of cloud around, and it's also going to be not as windy as it was yesterday. But if you are in the wind that we do have today, then it still will feel cold. And we've got scattered showers in the forecast as well. They've been following through the course of the night. Some of them have been wintry on the tops of the hills, some of them getting over to the west. It's just not the north and the east where we're seeing them. And that process will continue through the day. High pressure is still driving our weather, but it's slightly changed position. So that means the wind is coming from the Atlantic. That's a milder direction for us than the Arctic, where it was coming from this weekend. So we've got a lot of cloud to start with. We still have the showers in abundance, some of them getting over towards the west of the UK through the day, even into the afternoon. Across Scotland, you'll still have some showers. Not everywhere, but wintry in the tops of the hills. You could catch the odd shower in Northern Ireland and also Northern England. And there will be one or two brighter breaks like we have this morning. But for Wales, in through the Midlands, East Anglia, down towards the south of England, Channel Islands, again, you could catch a shower. Now, these temperatures are 8 to about 11 degrees. They're below average for the time of year. And as I mentioned earlier, although the wind is a little bit lighter than yesterday, if you're in it, it will still feel cold. So as we head on through the evening and overnight, once again, we're looking at a fairly cloudy night, still some showers around, the wind continuing to ease, and there'll be some holes in that cloud. But we're not anticipating any widespread issues with frost. You may well see some pockets in sheltered areas, but there'll be too much cloud, or indeed it'll be too breezy to have any real issues. Tomorrow then, we continue with a fair bit of cloud around, still some showers as well. The brightest skies for the longest period of time are likely to be in the southeast, where we'll see some sunshine. And temperature-wise, similar to today, but because the wind is lighter than today, it will feel a little bit better. Now, by the time we head on into Wednesday, well, we have a slight difference in that a weather front's coming our way. It's heading in across the north of Scotland. That's going to be introducing some rain. As you can see ahead of it, there still will be a lot of cloud around, not as windy. Look at these temperatures along the east coast, 11 degrees. We've not seen that for a wee while. So that will be a pleasant respite if you are heading out, perhaps to do your exercise during the course of Wednesday. But for the rest of us, it's 9 or indeed 10 degrees that you can expect. By the time we get to Thursday, our weather front will be slipping steadily southwards. It's a cold front. There'll be some rain on it. Behind it, it does turn colder, and it will be fairly windy as well, particularly in the far north. And you can see it's turning colder because the showers will turn wintry on the tops of the hills and the mountains. But ahead of that weather front, for much of England and Wales and southern parts of Northern Ireland, we hang on to that cloud. One or two brighter breaks and temperatures between about 11 and 12. So it's fairly quiet weather-wise this week with high pressure in charge. Lou and Dan?
Oh, thank you very much. Never.
Dan, do you know what? I dream of you throwing to me on time. I never know when I'm on. Only 3 places in the UK had temperatures in double figures. Today, more of us will see double figures, but there is a lot of cloud around. Now, the cloud's been producing some showers and will continue to do so through the course of this afternoon. Really anywhere, but they are showers, so not all of us will catch one. And there'll be some brighter breaks as well. It's not as windy as it was yesterday, but there still is a wind, and if you're in it, it still will feel cold with temperatures between about 8 and 11 degrees. Through this evening and overnight, we hang on to a lot of cloud, still some showers, the wind continuing to ease. And despite the fact that there'll be some holes in that cloud, we're not anticipating any problems with frost. Just 1 or 2 pockets may well occur, but for most of us, there'll be too much cloud and too much wind. Now, as we head on through tomorrow, still another cloudy day in prospect for the bulk of the UK with a few showers. The brightest skies will be in the southeast and cloudy, but not as cold by the time we get to Wednesday. Hello again. This week is looking fairly cloudy for many of us. There will be some exceptions to that as we go through the week. And today, compared to yesterday, certainly it's not as windy, but there still is a wind around, and if you're exposed to it, it still will feel cold. We've also got scattered showers. Now you can see in the satellite picture, high pressure is firmly in charge. It's anchored out in the Atlantic, and the wind has subtly changed direction because the high pressure is moved. So instead of coming straight down from the Arctic, as it did at the weekend, it's coming from the Atlantic. So a lot of cloud around, some holes in that cloud, a little bit of brightness, some sunshine, but we do have a fair few showers continuing through the afternoon, some of them also getting over towards the west. These are our temperatures, 8 to about 10, maybe 11 degrees, but tempered a touch by the wind. Now, as we head on through the evening and overnight, the wind continues to ease. There still will be a lot of cloud around. There will still be some showers as well. But where we've got the breaks, we're not anticipating any issues with frost. You may find some pockets in sheltered areas, but for most, there'll be too much cloud or it will be too breezy. Tomorrow then, it's spot the difference. Once again, we're looking at a fair bit of cloud around, still some showers, perhaps a few more brighter breaks, a bit more sunshine, the best of which will be across the southeast of England. You'll hang on to it for the longest. And temperature-wise, because it's not going to be as windy, well, it won't feel as cold. We're looking at 8 to 11 degrees as our top temperatures, so still a bit below par for the last day of March. Now, as we move from Tuesday into Wednesday, we still have high pressure in charge, but then we start to see a difference in the sense that we've got a weather front coming our way, and on Wednesday that will introduce some rain eventually to the far north of Scotland. So we start off on a fairly cloudy note, some breaks, some of us will see some sunshine. Here comes the weather front introducing the rain across the far north. We'll start to turn that bit windier too across the Northern Isles, for example, and temperatures, well, up to 11 degrees. 11 degrees along the east coast. We've not seen that for a wee while. On Thursday, our weather front sinks south. Behind it, cold air filters in. The showers on the tops of the hills and mountains increasingly turning wintry, and it will be windy here. Ahead of that weather front, some brighter breaks, but there'll be a lot of cloud.